Hi guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to another video. Now, this one's going to be, I think, the fourth in the series of where we're just looking through the collection of builders I've got. You know, I've got them stacked high on loads of shelves, and you know, I thought it'd be a good exercise. One thing just to get some content on the channel while I'm really busy with other things in life, and you know, it's a good exercise for me to sort of think of future projects for the channel and, you know, remembering why I bought them in the first place, so to speak. And also, you know, I've got hundreds of these things stacked up on shelves, so it's another good exercise for me just to see what I've got plenty of, or if I've got duplicates of, and, you know, start farming some of them out and getting them, starting to thin out the collection a little bit, give me a bit more space, because I'm completely out of space at the moment. So, but yeah, with that being said, before I start, you know, I do say when I started these videos that the shop cards I've received, you know, I'm going to try and work them in as and where I can, like, you know, the guys who have sent me shop cards, you more than kind to send me them, because I ain't actually done my own yet. But speaking of which, you know, I think everybody recognises this shop card and this channel. Obviously, this is Shawn over at the Scale Model Car Guy channel. This was actually the first shop card I received, and you know, Shawn, I've said it before, he was one of the first people who had commented on my first ever video, and you know, we've grown to be really good friends over the course of the year, like, and you know, I think there's nobody who will be watching this video who won't know Shawn's channel, and you're not subscribed to Shawn's channel. So I think it's just a really good honourable mention, you know, a good mention for Shawn, because I think a lot, you know, Shawn and the likes of Rambler Tom, you know, I don't think there's anybody who does more for newcomers within the community. You know, I think they really do make a point of trying to promote other people's channels, and you know, I've got to owe a lot of subs to Shawn. You know, a lot of people have come over to me after seeing Shawn's videos, and you know, I can't be grateful enough for that. You know, it's you know, I really do think Shawn deserves an appreciation build. I don't think there's one person within the community, whether they're making videos or watching videos, who don't appreciate everything Shawn's done. Yeah, and if there's ever an appreciation build for Shawn, you know, I think there would 100% I would get involved in that. I know there's one going on for Tom, and my time last year didn't really fit in. I couldn't fit in any more projects, but I have got something set aside for that as well. But Tom sent me a shop card as well, so you know, I think you know, I'll show that potential project in another video. But yeah, I'll put a link in Shawn's description. Please, if you haven't done so already, which is highly unlikely, but just go over and check out his channel. You know, he loves everything model car, but you know, I don't think there's much that Shawn doesn't like. And you know, luckily, you know, like I say, we've become good friends. Yeah, go over and check out Shawn's channel. But yeah, moving on from that anyway. You know, I think the first one we're going to show, we've seen this one before, and you know, I think I showed it in a upcoming or potential projects video, and this was going to be one of me 007 James Bond replicas. You know, I've set this aside for quite a while now, but you know, I think this year, with the, like I say, I'd really do want to get to Telford this year, and you know, if I can't make it this year with the two themes of box art and TV movie themes, then you know, I don't think I'll ever go, because you know, they're really my main peaks of interest in the hobby, likes. But But this will make this is a really nice builder, really nice clean promo. Sorry, and it's not mint by any means. It looks like somebody's had a go at stripping the factory paint, and so, but we'll be stripping all that factory paint off anyway, like to get down to the bare plastic, and we'll do a stock version of the of that movie car on there. So I think, I don't store this one with the builders as such, but it is a builder. I've just shoved it in this random Joanne box, and it just sits on the shelf, and I've got a few of these, and to be honest, I don't really use them, to be quite fair. I think that they're too prone to getting damaged to these. Where I'm stacking them, they have to be treated with kid gloves for them. So, but we'll just pop that there for a second. Get those out of the way, which leads us on to the second, because that builder, like in the same project, I will be doing 2 builds at one time, and this is the other one. This has got a lot. I'm just not going to pull out all these parts, to be quite honest with you, but there's pretty much the full funny car chassis in there, from what I remember. But yeah, this one's going to be the actual jump car. You know, the highly modified jump car. And I think before I start that project, what I'm struggling with, and if anybody can help, is for that jump car, it had really big radius wheel arches, and it looked to be dropped really low, but for some reason I just can't tell whether that car's been sectioned or not, or whether they've just really radiused the wheel arches. There's nothing online which I can find with any great detail, and all the chassis is going to have to be scratch built and everything. But yeah, just finding some good information on that. I mean, I think the only information I can find, I think it was from the actual auction where it sold, and there's a million blogs on it, but all the bloggers, all they've done is just change the auction wording a little bit, and it's the same very limited information on that car. But yeah, I think that was really the main thing, is whether that original was sectioned or not. But I mean, I can't imagine it was. I mean, it looks too well done to be sectioned, to be fair. But it's just, like I say, I've looked at that car a million times, and there's always telltale signs on them kind of things, or it's very obvious with a section. But yeah, I just can't get my head around that one at all. But so yeah, we'll be scratch building frame and what have you, and that'll leave me a spare funny car chassis, which, even though it's in pretty poor state, I think, like I say, with the bits in here, it's mostly complete. Which brings us on to the next thing quite nicely, and even though this is a box kit, it's a very sparse box kit. And why I kind of included Shawn shop cards specifically in this one, I know he loves the flat box Joanne kits, and I know he certainly loves javelins, and even though this has got a light dusting of blue overspray over the top, which is a little bit annoying, to be quite honest, you can still see the artwork, and you can still see everything on that picture. And yeah, looking at the box, it's got nice custom projects and a custom version funny car, and I think you can build it stock as well, but yeah, this is a very sparse kit, to be fair. I've been trying to piece it together with other bits I've found. I mean, I haven't even sorted through this because there's not enough to sort out. I mean, there's 57 for Thunderbird bumper in there, but yeah, it's basically body chrome tree, and it has still got the nice custom rear end, which I may have to poach out of that one. That is a really nice, and I can't imagine there'll be too many AMX people who want to use that rear end, so I might poach that. And it's got a couple of these AMT instruction sheets in here. Can't remember how close the AMT. I mean, I think they were pretty much the same kit, and I think that's why I've kept these ones in here, just for in case if I find parts, and I can put them in there, sort of ready for that one to be pieced together. In fact, I think I'm going to potentially put everything except for the that body, which I need, in there now, and then I know it's there when I can sort it out. But so yeah, there's that one, and the reason why I wanted to show that one is because I've spoken to Shawn about it before, and I know he loves his flat box kits, and again, I know he loves his javelins, and I've just been trying to piece this one a little bit more for you, Shawn. So once I've got a few more bits, then I'll send it to you. But you know, I actually saw one of these. Somebody had put one of these on Scale Survivors, the Facebook page, and it was the box, pretty much same condition box. Body was at, you know, pretty much same condition. It had no funny car parts whatsoever, and I think it had most of the stock parts. Yeah, I think and the custom parts weren't there. And the chap had put it on, and he asked $250 for it. I thought, even though I know these are worth a lot of money over there, that wasn't $250, and I couldn't believe within an hour that being sold. So just goes to show the difference of values over there and values over here. If I was to put that on eBay, with it being a slightly rarer box, I think on an auction setting, 15 to 25 quid maximum that would get in the UK. So, you know, being it's a body and a box with overspray on it. But I know somebody will appreciate that for what it is. And so there you go, Shawn. That's going to start your 2024 box off, and you know, I will get that over to you. I mean, I'm probably best just sending it off to you as it is, buddy, because to be quite fair with you, you know, you've probably got more javelin parts than me. You know, I've got 3 javelin hoods and none of them fit it. But I think these are another couple we've seen before. It was actually in the same videos I did them James Bond ones, and they're on the shelves, and I think they're obviously put together from that last video. But yeah, this is going to be the second movie double build. We're going to be a couple of Joanne 72 Torinos. We're going to be doing as Fear is the Key replicas. I must admit, I can't remember actually watching that film all the way through. In fact, I can't even remember what the storyline is, but I do remember the car chase, and I think that's what that film's really remembered for. So again, going to do this one stock. Just piled all the parts in there because they need sorting out. Some of these I backed up many years ago, and you know, all these loose parts would be in a separate bag now again. So as I'm going through these, it's good to catch these ones. I think I really never bothered with these because I always knew what the project was going to be for these, and I knew they would never go on eBay, so I wouldn't need pictures stored for them, which I can just tuck into. So we've got a nice stock one, you know, moulded in yellow, so it's obviously the snap tight one as opposed to the stock car, and moulded in hood and promo chassis. But you know, everything's there on that one, and it's a really nice builder is that one. Really good shape, and this is going to be, again, pretty much everything shoved in the interior. Chassis is not going to be closing properly, but yeah, this one here, again, the same kit, another snap kit, but this is going to be the damaged one. You know, we're going to snap the front frame like the original, where after it jumped off the ferry, it pretty much buckled all the front end up. I think it buckled one end up first, and then it did a jump over something else, and it pretty much straightened the front end right up. So, and there's, you know, I really want to build that one, and I think I hadn't done a damaged car for a while now, many years in fact. So I think those two will be, you know, good little projects, good little movie car ones, and if I can do a couple before November next year, then those are definitely going to be the ones we're going to be doing. Because I think, you know, I think there's some subject interest there as well. I mean, you don't see too many of them built on YouTube. So we're going to move on to, and the rest of them, pretty much everything, barring the last couple now, are all Oldsmobiles. So if you like Oldsmobiles, then that's great, because we've got plenty of them here. But, you know, the first one, and it's, funnily enough, this, I've been waiting for a delivery, so I've been not being able to start filming, because I know sod's law, as soon as I start filming, that doorbell's going to go, or my phone's going to go saying they're at the door, and I'd be 40 minutes into a video and I'd have to cut off, and because I don't like stitching videos together, yeah, I would have had to start the whole video again, and I'm looking at my heat sort of temperature warning on this phone again. I'm thinking it might go off again, so, and I don't really want to do all what we've done before again. So if it cuts off, you know why, and in advance, I'm just gonna let it cut off and then let the camera cool down and come back to it, because I've already done that intro about three times now, and I wasn't happy with the first couple of times, and once I'm past the intro and I'm happy with the intro enough, then I'll do the whole video. But yeah, I mean, I was saying, funnily enough, I've got a few of these which we'll see shortly, and this was one of those ones which was in the realms of too nice for me to restore. I mean, it's got a, you know, nicely spray painted body. You know, it could probably do with a bit of a buff here and there, but you know, it's no less shiny than one of these cars would have been in real life back in the day. But really nice chrome on this one, all the way around. And like I say, in my last videos, I've been saying, you know, once I get to stuff like this, which is too nice for me to start pulling apart, especially when I've got others in the collection which are better suited for that kind of thing. But these are the ones which I'm just going to get rid of. A couple of repairs on that, and you know, that'll be a nice shelf model for somebody. They won't have to put a lot of effort into it. And I've had this on eBay for I think just over a week, and once I've come back to my phone after my delivery, this had sold along with another one. So, you know, but I think it's, I mean, again, really nice kit. I've got a bit of a fondness for the old 63 Oldsmobile. Like I said, I didn't know this one was sold. Everything's lined up to the side, and I've been just waiting to shoot videos. And I thought originally I'd include that. Anyways, but yeah, I'd like to say I've got a bit of a soft spot for the old 63 Oldsmobile. I have built one in the past myself. You know, I've got this one and another one which was I think this was the first Joanne kit, not this particular one, but this was the first Joanne kit I was actually allowed to buy. I know it was about $7.99, and I think I'd had an operation or something like that. So, you know, I was allowed the extra couple of quid on top of a monogram kit to buy something I really wanted, and this was in one at local hobby shops. Funnily enough, I was actually in there today buying some more half round, because I thought I had loads of that, and then we just used loads on the last pro, or the USACC projects. But yeah, I think I bought this originally, and somehow my dad got hold of it, and my dad painted it. But my dad he didn't finish it, but he put the wheels from the AMT 66 Nova Pro Street on it. Not with drag slicks, just with some AMT wider tyres on the back. And I tell you what, that looked absolutely spot on. He never finished, and I ended up with that kit back, and I ended up building it stock like the box art. And I kind of wish, because my dad had hand painted it maroon, and I'd stripped the paints off, and I'd repainted it all and what have you. But yeah, I really want to do one like my dad was building. Use them AMT 66 Nova Pro Street wheels on it with the same tyres as my dad had set up on it, because they fit under it really well, to be quite honest, on rear end of them wide wheels likes. But yeah, I think this is just an unstarted kit. I think somebody started filling a bit of dimples with glue and what have you, just ready to sand out. But yeah, I do remember that one from my childhood, so hence why I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. And this is kind of in the same style as my dad was building. It's got the wide wheels in back, like somebody's cut the hood out of this one. But I think it's all complete. I think I used the rear tyres for something else. I can't remember what, but I think they've got really nice rear wheels in here, which will come of use for some things. I think they look similar to the Ohio George 33 Willys wheels to them. This is certainly an old build, is this one, like I say, engines falling out, pushing the hood off, and but like I say, that's why, when I've got things like this, that's why I'll never touch anything like that. It's nice to have had them, but what good are they doing just sat in a drawer or sat up on a shelf, Whereas something like this, I know we can improve upon that and make a nice kit out of it. And I think, when I do this one, it's going to, like I say, being the style that my dad did it, and I'll probably do it, paint it maroon. Obviously spray it maroon rather than brush paint it. But saying that, my dad's brush paint, you wouldn't know they were brush painted for the most part. You could really brush paint a body really well. Don't really want to stack anything on that one now that it's been sold, like, so I'm just going to move that over to the side onto there, and we'll stack that one up. And I think this is the oldest one of the three. I keep this on the shelf out of the box. I've mentioned before that, I do have builders in boxes, but I generally try and take them out so I remember what I've got. And this is an original. We'll have a look at kit in a minute. This is the original 63 Starfire, with all the custom parts in, which were deleted from, they were so different. The 63 annuals, the US oldies, the tooling which they put out for these was very minimised in comparison to how they originally came. Like, I always thought it looks like a 62 Starfire on this box art for some reason. But yeah, I think this was pretty much complete. It's got all the unused custom front end, and even though it's a bit quirky, I kind of like it. And definitely one of these is going to get the custom treatment. I think the rear end has one of them quirky Continental kits. Stuff like that will probably take out to sort of improve the general overall look. But yeah, it's got all your pretty much, yeah, instructions for bottom and tail lights and chrome tree. Got a lot more on chrome tree and what have you. So, but again, really nice kit. I was really glad to get this one, to be quite honest with you, because I'd obviously known about the customising parts in the earlier issues, but over here, if you're going to get one, generally USA oldies, I think again, another kit I probably sold 10-15 of in my time, like, but yeah, I think this alt wheels are in this one. I think this is the only one with a broken hood, like, so I'm not too sure. I think that hood's now being closed down, or I'm not going to force it up, so giggity. But yeah, I think this is a really nice build. Is this one really clean? I may do another stock one. I wasn't overly. I mean, the other one I did was from back in my day, like, and even though it's a nice enough build, like, it's, yeah, we all improve in time, don't we, like, so, but yeah, that's another nice one. In fact, I won't put that in there because I know I'll forget about that, and that'll just stay in there, so that can go on there. For some reason, they really don't like sitting on top of each other, them ones. The next one's a bit more Joanne. Like I say, this is going to be a very Oldsmobile orientated video, but yeah, this is the US Oldies version of the 70 Oldsmobile 442. Such a pretty kit. These really pretty car, and yeah, I'm muscle cars. I'm not the biggest fan of to some point, but when they're like this, you know, the white wall tires and stuff like that, you know, that's the kind of look I like on a muscle car, as opposed to top spec sort of super furious engines and stuff like that. But again, another really nice builder. Looks like somebody's used future floor wax or something on this, brush painted on, so yeah, we'd have to strip all that off, and probably be in a smoker's house as well, because all yellows that's stuck to it everywhere, like, and I think that's what kills future floor polishes. If you are a smoker, I mean, I'm a smoker, to be quite honest with you, and you know, if I'd coated everything in, I mean, I don't smoke too much in my house, like, but if I started using Future and displaying my models, I'm sure they'd all look like that if I was smoking a lot in my house and stuff. But I don't, so, and I don't use Future, so. But this is another one, really pretty kit. Again, oh, it's so close. It's so close to. Is it too nice? Am I going? I mean, it does need restoring, but there's enough of them out there to maybe leave that one. And I don't know, to be quite honest, if I built that one, I'd probably build it just like that one, because that looks really nice in red with the white interior, that with the white wall tyres. Doesn't need anything more to make this kit look nice. And yeah, certainly one of my favourite. I think one of my favourite years for the 442. Yeah, on the fence with that one. Because, like I said, I've got other ones which probably need a bit of help before that one. So I'm not saying I will sell it, but it's going to be the last one that gets restored, put it that way. And I think I've got one more builder one of these. I've got a couple on shelf, like in the boxes. You know, they're not difficult to come by them. So I've always got a couple of them, whether I'm just keeping them in stock or saving them for a rainy day or whatever. But you know, this is one which actually uses the custom parts. You know, that US Oldies version still had retained the custom parts in it, which was quite nice, like. And really fancy doing a custom. I do think this rear end is a really nice rear end, and it suits the car really well. So, you know, whoever designed that, I think they had the right idea to keep it clean, and obviously we'd mould all that stuff in, and you know, just have the light bar more prominent. I don't think there's any glue on that one, to be quite fair, so you could probably wouldn't even have to use a new one. I think the grille and the wheels are in a bag somewhere, like, but yeah, you don't often see these with custom parts on, and I think the seller actually gave me the stock bumpers as well for this one, so I'm sure I got them somewhere. But yeah, I think that'll be, again, with these one type of things where you got relatively easy kits, basic kits, I'd do two at a time. I'd do one stock and one custom, and that's all I'd need to do. Then, you know, then they're done, and then I can take them projects off the list. But, and like I said in other videos, you know, we have got a few newer ones. You'll certainly see more newer ones coming into play as we move down collection, because I just throw newer ones in with the older ones. Yeah, I'm not, you know, they just need to be stacked up. But these are a couple of MPC, ones, the 69 442, and again, another one I've had a soft spot for. Those MPC 442s when I was like 8, 9, 10, going to Doncaster show, were always the ones which were most available, even though kits like that weren't available a couple of years after release date over here. No internet or anything like that, so you go to like the Doncaster Custom Car Show, and there'd be the cabin there from Essex, and always loved to go on his stall, but it's quite expensive, to be quite fair. So I'd be going, I think the first port of call would be to the owner of a really nice 60 Impala, who I knew sold model kits out of his boot lids. You know, I'd walk straight past the cabin store, quickly run round full show, see if I could see that one first, and then I'd go to that one. And then I think I'd go to Scale Auto Parts, his UK store, which they had upstairs, because they put on the Doncaster Custom Model Car Show, and they always had like discontinued kits at really cheap prices. And then if I'd got some money left from them, I'd go to the cabins, which was by far the biggest stock out of them all. I mean, it was hard to walk past that straight away to go find other ones first, but you know, I wanted the best deals, like, so. But God, you could have spent hours looking at the cabins marquee, so to speak, just absolutely chock full of kits. Old kits are probably more common nowadays, like, because of what the internet's bought. But yeah, this is just another one. A really nice. Well, it's not a really nice builder. It's a clean builder, but it's quite heavily lacquer checked. I think they've painted over some soft primer or something. And the reason why I really want to do this one more than anything is just because I'm going to really enjoy seeing that paint strip off. Yeah, I think that'll give a nice tasty reaction, will that, like, so. And yeah, I think I bought a couple of these when I was in Mia, and they were like the first MPC kits I could get hold of, or vintage MPC kits. I mean, you're probably looking at like a 1985 release for MPC, and by the time I was going to Doncaster show it, you know, in 89, 90, 80, I think 88 was probably the earliest one we went to. Maybe before, but you know, that was certainly when I had my own money in my pocket, like, so. What else we got? Just another promo. Oldsmobile Tornado. This one's missing rear bumper. Front bumper's broken. never found replacements for it. It's sat on the shelf for years, just as it is. But these make quite nice customs, and I think obviously with missing bumpers and what have you, this is probably destined to be a custom. And I'm just, what else? Yeah, and I don't have any more unbuilt Tornadoes, I don't think. But I've got this one, which is, I think this is a 67. Is it a 67? Pretty sure it's 67 Tornado. This one's mint in box, to be quite honest with you. Really, really stunning kit is this one. I've never done an unboxing on it, just because I bag them up like this, and they're such a pain in the ass to start unbagging and having to do everything again, like, you know. But this has got a lot of nice, tasty custom parts in. And I think with, even though the different years, I think it's, what's this, is a 70 or something like that, not too sure. Yeah, I think with a bit of modification to some of the parts, we could probably at least use custom rear valance out of this one and make it work onto the newer promo. But yeah, I mean that's a lovely, and box is in really nice shape on this one too. A bit of a flap there. Surprised I've never actually repaired that, so that'll be a job before that goes back on the shelf. Not that I've got enough jobs, but yeah, I think we're gonna have a bit of an avalanche pretty soon. Stay. Goodbye. We've got 2 more Oldsmobiles and a couple of last ones which we've got likes. This was in a recent purchases video, and I could see that it was really badly warped. I mean, it was worse, unfortunately, than I thought. And I think I paid about 24 quid for this. Mike was saying I'd just outbid him on this one. But for me, it was more for the parts. I mean, I think is it Jimmy Flintstone does the 2-door coupe. And the one thing I never get about Jimmy Flintstone stuff is they'll do, it's like the 59 Invicta Phantom pickup they did, and they never seem to include the bumpers in them. And I'm thinking, if you've got a body which is a 1-year-old annual body, then you need to be putting bumpers in them. And I don't know if that's across the board. It's just that, and I'm sure they do bumpers separately, and they cost a bit extra or something like that. But yeah, there's a few like that where, and the Oldsmobile, I think they do an Oldsmobile 2-door, and I'm not bashing Jimmy. I think there's, you know, I've had a lot of Jimmy Flintstone stuff, and it's always been good usable stuff. You know, I think it's a little bit more higher manufacturer numbers than other companies. You might expect to do a bit more work in them, but by far I wouldn't knock any resin company really. I mean, they all do a great job and bring lots to us. But yeah, I think the 2-door Oldsmobile coupe, which I've seen, that never comes with bumpers, and I just don't know what you'd do with one if you didn't have the bumpers or for a resin body for this, like, you know. So this is why I got this one, because, you know, 24 quid, you know, if I ever come across a cheap 61 Oldsmobile resin body, then I've got all the parts I need on this one, you know, good interior tub and everything. But I was a bit gutted that this one was as warped as this, and once the parts get taken off it, the chances are it'll just get cut up for custom panels to work into other projects, unfortunately. But I'd even struggle to do that because it's so janky. It's, you know, you'd like to cut off that rear end, but you'd have to cut it so close because the trunk lid's all warped and front end's bananaing up and roof starting to go, and But yeah, the reason I wanted one of these really as a 4-door is to replicate this. And you know, a couple of years ago when I was watching Martin Dare's videos, I bought in a load of dinky toys for some reason, and before that, it's a hobby which could fill your house very quickly, which I found out. So I thought I ain't got time for another hobby, so I pretty much sold everything I bought. But I kept things like this just to remind me of, you know, what I want to do with some of these things now. And I've always fancied recreating the old Man from U.N.C.L.E. Dinky toy. Is it Dinky or Corgi? This one, yeah, Corgi toy, sorry. This one's pretty much complete, and maybe if I ever find one of these, I know people think it's sacrilege to if you do find a nice one of these to make into something like that, but you know, that's what I want to do projects for, because to do little different stuff with things like this and upscale these, you know, I've got a couple of, you know, one Corgi and Dinky projects I want to upscale, like, and I think I've got another example before I end the video, to be quite fair. I did forget, I've just got something else out, but yeah, regardless of that, you know, it's got really nice chrome, really nice parts, and, you know, body that's bent up like a pretzel, but, you know, I'll never sell that one, to be quite fair, unless it comes to a point where I'm selling everything, and because at the moment I'll never find another. You know, that was a really hard one to find in the UK, was that, even in that horrific shape. But yeah, we may just make a nice banger out of it or something like that, you know. I remember one of them getting raced over here in the UK a few years ago, like, so yeah, maybe we'll do a demo derby or something out of what's left over that. We'll take all good parts, but yeah, I mean, this isn't a builder, it's just because we're in on Oldsmobile kind of topic, and because we're on the kind of Dinky Corgi restoration topic. But yeah, this is an original annual 65 Oldsmobile 88. Really nice shape kit is this, you know, really nice box art. Love the box art on this one. And the only thing, annoyingly, which is missing out of this kit is the stock wheel covers. Don't believe there is anything else missing out of it, but really beautiful shape kit is this one. Yeah, everything's there, pretty much everything's on. Well, I did mention that we may have a bit of an interruption in video, and wasn't due to the heat, which I've been warned about for the last 40 minutes on my phone. It was data, so I've just had to go away, delete a load of stuff off me phone, so to speak. But you know, we're just having a quick look at this, only because it was Oldsmobile orientated, and also we were talking about like Corgi and Dinky upscaling of certain things, like with this one. I mean, even in the last 5 minutes I've been away, and I was looking at them old Corgi Man from U.N.C.L.E. ones, and I suppose you could start cutting the panels a little bit loose and do a crash like a battered up version. But I think the bumpers are just too nice to do that. But there's a potential there, but we could do it that one like the Man from U.N.C.L.E. and just do a bit of a bashed up version maybe. But yeah, the other reason I bought this one out is because of similar subject. I remember my brother having one of these when we were, you know, in our very early years, and always kicking about, and I always loved this little toy. I think it's Husky. And then when I was buying buying a load of dinky and corky stuff in lots. One of these was in it, and it's really nice condition. It doesn't need restoration, and nothing chrome's really nice on it, which is pretty unusual for one of these little things. I mean, they're quite old little things, these, and so I was thinking with either, I think the plan with this is that, you know, if I can find the stock hubcaps, I would really like to build the box art on this one. Just do it red, exactly how it is on there. Don't know about the black interior, I'm not too sure, but if we can never find some stock hubcaps, we'll probably do it light blue and replicate this little thing. Always like the really long rear end on these, because this is the full size and not like the newer tool of the 442, which AMT bought out in the 90s. I think that first started getting released, that one. But yeah, that's the shorter wheelbase without all the overhang on the back. So yeah, we'd probably just do this blue and put some steely hubcaps and some steely wheels with poverty hubcaps on. But you know, ultimately I think my goal would be to find another one, a rough one with stock hubcaps, and then I could probably do another double build and, you know, do the custom one at the same time. Not 100% sure I'd use things like the hoods. I'm never a big fan of these style sort of custom hoods from the 60s and 70s, like. But yeah, the only other thing I've got a question over, really, in my own mind, might as well put it to you guys. On the box art, this shows as having a clear custom roof panel. One thing I always thought, it looked really weird because it looks like a 57 Chevy windscreen with a roof panel. And because the wheels aren't here, like I say, everything else is pretty much on sprue on this absolutely immaculate kit. Because it didn't have the wheels on, I thought, well, potentially roof's gone as well. But I did look in the instructions. There was no mention of it anywhere in the instructions. And the reason I was looking for it in the instructions, because I was curious to know how they wanted you to cut the roof off. Because it doesn't look like the easiest kit to cut a roof off and get away with it, if you know what I mean, without leaving massive gaps everywhere. But yes, a bit of a mystery to me is that one. So if you guys know, did this kit really come with a clear roof panel for a hardtop, or were they proposing to do a convertible and never did a convertible? Because I don't think they did a convertible in the 65 Oldsmobile, and maybe that was a proposed unit for the convertible. I'm just not too sure on that. But regardless, really nice box, and yeah, really happy to find that one when I did. Yeah, we'll just tuck that one down there, and I think we're getting to the end of it, as you'll all be very happy to know by now. I think last Oldsmobile is this one, another little Joanne 62 F85, I think it is. Most likely a US Oldies issue by looks at colour on the plastic and what have you. Must admit, I was never a big fan of these cars, and even less so, strangely enough. I mean, I love station wagons, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that the 61. I mean, maybe this is a 61 Oldsmobile F85, sorry. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the station wagon on that. It's just because I always thought these cars didn't have enough overhang behind the rear wheel arches. I always thought the front end looks like it'd been driven into a fence and smashed the bottom of the grill in. Whereas like the 61 Buick station wagon I really like, which is strange because they're pretty much, I know it was AMC or Joe AMC did the Buick and John did the Oldsmobile, but yeah, the 61 Buick and 62 Buick station wagons were just a much nicer looking kit, to be quite fair. But I think that's quite a bonny looking car, to be quite honest with you, and I don't think I'd ever build it stock. I think something like this to me is always going to be a custom, just because I want a massive fan of these being built factory stock. Even though I think it could just use that rear wheel moving forward, and maybe that will solve the issue a little bit for me, because it just something on this rear end never looked right. And yeah, it's maybe the rear wheel that sits too far back on these that I don't really like. But yeah, either ways, I think this will be destined for a custom of some kind. Probably still use all the stock parts on it, just a nice little mild custom for that one. But when I get these ones in boxed, I'm not precious to them, to be quite honest with you. So I always sell all me box hardtops and station wagons of these, and but I've kept this one aside for myself. Like, I mean, that's how I can justify it. Like, you know, I'm not essentially not got one left back in collection, but I'll keep something like that just for this one. Like, just so I have one. There's potential in that one for me. And then we're on to, I think we're just coming off the Oldsmobiles now. We just got this one and one more. This actually, when I bought it, this is a 1961 Rambler station wagon. Yeah, when I bought it, it had 4 wheels in the pictures. When it arrived, it had 3 wheels, and it's nowhere in box. Like, I went through box about 20 times and packaging. Emailed seller, never got a response from seller. I just gave up on it, to be quite honest with you. It wasn't really worth the hassle for me. But this is another one which is just starting to bow. Yeah, it's tilting up a little bit on one side, just slightly, and maybe I don't know. Maybe I think the front's all right. I don't think the front's is what the problem is. I mean, yeah, I think it is actually bowing a little. You can see it's just starting to bend up on that front fender, and roof's just starting to get a little bit wavy, and got a bit of a missing rear valance on there. I should really look. I'm for this whole video, I haven't been looking through camera. I've just been looking at the kits, and yeah, it's starting to bow out a little bit. But you know, it's almost savable. Is this one? But how much work do you want to put into something where, and you can brace the body, I'm assuming, like, once it bit. Yeah, how much work are you going to put in, and then find out a couple of years later it's bent up like a pretzel all again, and all it's done with your bracing is bent around your bracings. It's a shame, really, because I don't know if I'd ever restore this one. Just for that fact, it may end up just being another panel donor. And like I say, it is a shame, because it is quite a nice looking thing, is this, and I don't have another one, and hence why I've kept this one. Yeah, you can kind of see it's just starting to go. It's just starting to go, is this one, but we may get a few parts out of it, or might just sell it as an old promo that's starting to warp a little bit, like, so not too sure. But I think while I don't have another one, I'll just keep it. If I find another one which is in better shape, like, then I will do. But say this is the only one I've had so far, and I've seen a couple more on eBay, don't get me wrong, but they've been worse than that, to be quite honest with you, and that's why I've never bothered with them, because yeah, I don't need 2 warped promos like that. That brings us on to the last one. Now, this was in one of my purchases, Stash Ads videos this year. Can't remember when I bought it, what month I bought it, and I think it's been definitely 6 months. But yeah, I just keep these with the this is a promo with box. Probably XL, I would have thought, this one. 62 Rambler Classic. Beautiful shape, you know. Got a bit of sinking around the body mounts over there, and it's still in its original Shawn factory painted colours, black and silver. Complete, chrome's nice. But this is another one I'll never do, and I know the reason why I'll never do it. And I was a little bit... So these always look big to me, these kits. This and the Studebaker Lark, and I always thought they were bigger scale than 1/25th. And I think in the video where I originally showed this, you know, my friend Mike confirmed that. I think he said they were about 1/22nd scale. Just generally because they were, you know, the Rambler's obviously a small car, like, and, you know, I think they wanted it kind of matching with the... Maybe they thought it maybe looked a bit small for 1/25th, but they did they did a lot of other Ramblers in 1/25th. So, you know, it's like this one here. This is 1/25th, and you can kind of get a look really at... I know they're different years. This is a 62, this is 61, but pretty much the same car, and you know, you can see sort of length difference there in them. Yeah, there's quite a bit in it, to be quite honest with you. I mean, you could build this like you can build the Lark convertible, and they just look like a 1/24th kit, to be fair, because like I say, they were such a small car anyway that you can display these next to your other builds and get away with it. I'm just not sure I'm there with it, and it's a real shame, because it's a really nice promo, is that. And even though if I did it, it would just be more detailed up, get a bit of a colour on it which suits it better. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like my Joannes, but I well, again, good thing I warned you, because that was the heat that shut off the camera. And again, I'm just not stopping this video now. Like, you know, to be quite fair, I set this video up and it was all ready to go about 2:30, and then I didn't want to start it because I was waiting on this delivery, and it's now about 7:15 in the evening and we're still having issues. We don't try and our hardest to get content out for you guys, but you know, I think this was the last one anyway, and all I was saying was I just don't know whether this is going to be one which I'm going to do. Again, I don't know. It's just lovely kit, and like I say, Joanne, always a good favourite to stay in the collection if I ain't got a number of them already, like, but yeah, not too sure. So, but I think before my camera shuts off once more, we're just gonna wrap the video up, I think, call it a day. Briefly, we will have an update on the USACC group build. I've had a few hours on that here and there, and I've actually filmed a clip for that, and to start off the video, and then as soon as I finished that video, I got a message which completely changed the plans. I didn't get any time one after that first bit of the video I've filmed already for that, but you know, we are making a little bit of progress on that. So I think it'll be either Sunday or Monday. We'll get an update on that one. I mean, we've only got 2 more weeks to finish that project, and yeah, if you watched the last video, we'd only just finished off the body, so a lot more work to go. But I'm not feeling 100% confident, but I've made a few changes in my plans that should free up that a little bit. So yeah, I mean, we'll have another video out Sunday or Monday, for definite. So like I say, I really want to get an update out for that and get all that footage off my phone, clear it off my phone. But yeah, with that, and we're on Friday evening now. I'm getting a little bit tired and a little bit touchy, so I'm just gonna get this edited, and then hopefully by 8:30 I might actually sit down for the evening light. But So yeah, with that, have a great weekend. Thank you so much again for sticking by. I'm sure before I put these away, I'll just take a couple of quick little snaps and put them at the end. This is going to be another long video. So please, thank you for you guys who are listening to these words right at the end after 2 cutouts on camera and a long afternoon. So yeah, whatever you're doing for the weekend, have fun, enjoy yourself. It'll be New Year's Eve Sunday, so whatever you're doing for that, have a great time. And we will see you either New Year's Eve or Monday, I would have thought. So with that said, see you, bye.